Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today is Thursday. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. This is our daily reading today. I'm sticking with the Barbieri Tarot for a bit. I'm still looking forward to getting my new Somnia. When I do, I'll open it online so that we can all discover together. I'm really excited about it. So, should be getting it this month. So let's get started here. Oh, sorry. I'm still having a little issues with the breathing, so I gotta get back to normal, right? Gotta get things going. What do we need to know today? Okay, let's see what we got in store. Current situation is Hermit, present influence, Seven of Swords. These cards look a lot alike other than the color. Future influence, Page of Swords. Wow, some really interesting energies here. Unexpected, Three of Pentacles, challenge, Ace of Cups, strength, Magician, where does this lead? Ten of Swords, Lovers, that came out upside down, Lovers, and Ten of Pentacles. Okay, advice, Page of Wands. You know, and I mean, we had the full advice yesterday. You know, I all feel a lot like the Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, Full, all kind of have that same feeling. But the Six of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. So this is something that, you know, you're realizing that you need to move away from something. Whether usually the Six of Swords is the action of doing that, of moving away from it. And it is bringing some, you know, different feelings here. I feel like there's some interesting cards. I'm not gonna lie, there's interesting cards here, but it feels very much like I don't want to say destiny, but it kind of feels like this is all happening the way it should. So there is that feeling of saying, this is not working. This is not working for me. I need to do something different. And I think that's why you have the Hermit in the current situation, which is that search. So you know you need to do something and you want to take action with that Six of Swords, but you haven't found the destination. And to be quite honest, is there a destination, right? Like maybe the journey is just as important as where you end up. Maybe just getting away from that negative or sorry, you really have a hard time breathing, taking those deep breaths. And that it just makes me pause because it's a little bit of pain still. That, you know, regardless, like the Six of Swords is almost having that destination, but sometimes the most important thing is to say, okay, this has got to end, and this, I've got to get away from this. And it's with the Hermit here, I get the feeling this is more like an Eight of Cups. It's trust. I've got to leave this. I've got to get away from this, and I've got to trust that I will be where I'm supposed to be. And I feel like that's what the Hermit is. The Seven of Swords to me is about that energy that you have within yourself. Six of Swords, Seven of Swords. I have got to take back what has been taken from me or what I have lost. It doesn't necessarily mean like someone physically took something away from you or even emotionally or mentally. It's the understanding that sometimes situations it's really important not to blame someone else. It's to take action on our own and to say, okay, I gave into this situation, or I did not get away from this situation soon enough, or all kinds of different things. So, I mean, it's okay to acknowledge that maybe something wasn't going right, or maybe that someone wasn't treating you right, but it's really important too to take some self, you know, not blame, because it's not about blame. It's about recognizing what to do differently. And I feel like that's the Seven of Swords saying, yeah, you know what? I have to be in charge of me. I can't let a situation or a person or whatever speak to what I need to do, where I need to go, how I need to speak, how I need to be. Okay, hold on 1 second. I forgot to turn the fan on. Hold on. The mornings in Tennessee are super humid. It's like it gets better throughout the day, but the morning's bad. And I forget, like in my bedroom, I just kind of keep the fan on all the time. So that's why I forget to turn it on here. It's my office. So let's clarify. I'm going to clarify the Seven of Swords first. It's what's sparking this as well, right? The Seven of Swords. What do we need to know about the Seven of Swords and the present influence, please? I really feel like that Page of Swords is the cool part, because it's that aha moment, right? From that Hermit, and then the Seven of Swords. So hold on just a sec. So what is this Seven of Swords, please? Tell me what the Seven of Swords is. Page of Swords, Ace of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something here where you're like, okay. There is definitely a recognition here. It is like understanding that something new needs to happen. I don't feel like this is necessarily a new relationship. It could be a new relationship with yourself, but whatever it is, you recognize that something new needs to happen, but also that it takes a while, that and that's the Seven of Swords. You know that this isn't going to happen overnight. It's not going to be something that you can walk away from easily. However, I feel like that Ten of Swords is a good Ten of Swords, because it might push the situation a little bit more for you. Oops, that's the wrong deck. So let's look at the Hermit. Put these right. I wonder why I get my cards mixed up. Okay, so the Hermit, please. What is the Hermit in the current situation? Anything more we need to know about the Hermit? What's the Emperor popping out there? And that just feels like control, right? What is the Hermit, please? What is the Hermit? There's that Ace of Cups again. Nine of Wands, Page of Swords again. We're getting the Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups twice and clarifying. We also have the Ace of Cups in our challenge. So we'll get deeper into that Ace of Cups as well. Yeah, I think that you realize whatever new is happening, it's like, I can do this, but it is hard. So there's no doubt that whatever you're working on or working towards is hard, and finding this is even harder. The Page of Swords, I feel like also maybe about someone watching you. Although I feel like it could be, but I'm really getting the impression, like I was speaking before, like you're recognizing that you need to do something different. You need to take action. I feel like this comes before the Page of Swords here, because we're going to clarify that. But this, I think, is the actual epiphany happening. This is the kind of waiting for the Nine of Wands. There is something new out there, and that's what you're looking for. That's something new. It's just been really hard to discover that and to find it. And the Page of Swords, I feel like like inside your intuition is saying, yes, this I need to do. I need to do something different here. It's all leading, honestly, to that Ten of Swords, which I think when we get to it, it's going to be really important. The Page of Swords and the future influence this is the aha. This is the epiphany. And so tell me what this is. What is this Page of Swords and the future influence, please? Seven of Pentacles again. Knight of Wands, Eight of Cups. Yeah. So there's been something that's been lingering, that Seven of Pentacles you've been working on. And now you're like, okay, I need to go after whatever it is, and I'm ready to walk away. I think what happens here is you realize that you really do need to move on. And what did I say? This is like the Eight of Cups, having faith that wherever you go is going to be the best situation for you. I think it's interesting too with this Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles is in the unexpected. Now, when I look at this Three of Pentacles, so right or white, all of the others, the normal meaning of the Three of Pentacles is collaboration, working together, getting things done. When I see this one, it's like actually not only that, but understanding it. And actually the pentacle covering her eye makes me feel like pinpointing what you need to do. And I think that's what's unexpected. You're going to say, I know exactly what I need to do. Tell me more about this Three of Pentacles. And it feels a little bit uncomfortable to me. And I think that it has to, because anytime we're going to end something again, I talk about that all the time. It's not easy. So what is this Three of Pentacles? What is the Three of Pentacles? Temperance, Eight of Wands, and the Strength. What turned over? Okay, I thought it was the Emperor, but it's not. It's the Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords. So the Temperance to the Eight of Wands. Yeah, there's something here about like understanding balance. I also see this as alchemy as well. I feel like the Temperance can be that, putting that fire and that water together. Kind of it kind of cools down the passion, but uplifts the emotional and the love piece. It kind of is that balance moment, but there is something that's going to come in here. I feel like this could be a message. I want to read more on this. And the Strength is, I feel like you're going to have to be strong to deal with this. And I think you know that. It's like this is not going to be an easy route. We've had the Nine of Wands. And anytime we make changes, it's not easy, especially in the beginning. It gets easier as we go, but the beginning is that jump, is that I got to do this. Is there anything more on this? I'm just going to pull one card out of here. Is there anything more on this unexpected Three of Pentacles that you let us know? There's that Page of Swords. Can't make things up. It's that you know exactly that you need to do something different here. And this is the working on it too. So that Page of Swords is also working on a situation. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not Page of Swords. That's Page of Pentacles. Carrying, but same thing, right? Either or. It's not the epiphany, but it's definitely the focus on knowing what you have to do. That Three of Pentacles. So you are surprising yourself in the fact that you are working on this. And yeah, it is surprising that because it does take that strength. But the Temperance was the key there, I think, more importantly. I'm so sorry about that. It looks like Swords just because how the person's dressed, so I had an assumption there. But it's interesting to me, too, to have the Page of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. We're missing the Page of Cups, but I think that's okay. The Ace of Cups here is in your challenge. And I think it's starting something new, but it's not just that. I feel like the challenge is, yes, something new. But I think there might be something new coming in that's challenging you. This feels like a very personal, it could be work, it could be any situation in your life that you need to change, you need to do differently, you need to move away from something. But this feels more personal to me, like a challenge that's maybe getting in the way. Tell me more about this Ace of Cups, please. What is this Ace of Cups? Like someone getting in your way. And not that they're doing it on purpose. It's more like because you care enough. But it also could be someone coming in that's challenging you not to make those changes. Tell me more about this Ace of Cups. Okay, well, Lovers, High Priestess. That is really interesting. Remember I said that Lovers came out upside down? This Lovers came out upside down. And these came out, no, the High Priestess, I guess, is upside down too, so I can't really do that. But that's weird because I haven't had any other ones really come out upside down, the High Priestess. The Knight of Wands again. The Lovers. The High Priestess. It's almost like I feel like this could be a person, but you understand it to be whatever your intuition is about the situation is correct. And I feel like with the Knight of Wands, here's the hard part of the situation. Someone comes in and it sparks your passions. And that's what the challenge is, because it's leading you away from what you want to do. And, but yet this situation, partner, is important to you. So because they're important to you, it makes this a challenge. Now, in your strength, you have the Magician. And I like that because I feel like you are ready. You know, it's like the Fool takes that leap, but the Magician has discovered that they have all the tools. It's like that discovery of, I have what it takes to do this. And you know you can, because you have the Magician there. So even though it's scary and even though it's hard, you know you can. Tell me more about this Magician and the strength, please. I love it. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant, Two of Cups. So there is definitely a new opportunity, and you're going to commit to this new opportunity. And I think this is partnership. I don't necessarily see this as love, even though we do have the Lovers here. What I do feel like, though, is there is definitely something really positive, because you have all of these energies behind you. These are all the energies behind that Magician, that Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity, the Hierophant, the commitment to this new opportunity, the Two of Cups. I think you'll be in partnership with this idea with moving forward. This absolutely could be a relationship, but it could be any kind of relationship. So if there's something, let's just say you're thinking about doing something different with your job or work or projects or something, this opportunity, or this, you know that you need to get away from it, but this opportunity does have to do with making a commitment to somebody that's going to either help you or be engaged as you move forward. This is not a negative, this is definitely a positive. So we've got, this leads to the Ten of Swords, Lovers, and Ten of Pentacles. So we have the Ten of Swords, which is an ending. Something is coming to an end. The Lovers is definitely either, this could be a choice. We'll get to it with clarifying, but it also could be a partnership, because we got the partnership up there. Excuse me. The Ten of Pentacles is reaching that pivotal thing, that the stability that you're looking for, that you're searching for. And I think that Lovers there, if it is a partnership, this is an important partnership. Tell me more about the Ten of Swords, please, and where this leads. Ten of Swords. I like this reading, I'm going to tell you. I see, sometimes when I'm doing readings, I see hard times as important times for change. And we all need to, change to some degree or another. But usually the hardest things are the things we need the most, because it's taken a while to do that. So what is this Ten of Swords, please? Five of Pentacles, Death, and Two of Swords. So definitely, there is definitely, I feel like what's ending is that search for help. It's like what you need to do. And the Death card is not necessarily what's ending. It's the Five of Pentacles is. It's leading to, what's ending is leading to transformation. That's again the Ten of Pentacles or Ten of Swords. And it does leave you open to making a choice here, because once that ending happens, and once your choice is basically that Death card, do you want to move forward and up, basically, because it's a transformation, or do you want to not? And then here comes that Lovers. Let's see what this Lovers is. I want to know if this is a choice or if this is a partnership. I get the feeling like it's a partnership, like someone's going to lift you up a little bit. Tell me more about this Lovers. I think it's a help, because of the Ten of Swords had that Two of Swords there. And transformation's always hard, no matter what. I feel like this is a partnership. Tell me more about the Lovers, please. Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Yeah, I think what that is you know, Six of Pentacles, getting to a point where you can share or have enough to share. The Eight of Pentacles is the work that you're doing, but what's happening here is there is stress. There's some kind of anxiety, and it's probably, can I make this work? Can I do the work? Can I learn this? Can I do this? And then that's the anxiety, because anytime we're doing something different is the anxiety. I get the feeling though that this partner might bring some of that on. Um, I don't think in a negative way. I think maybe more because you know you need to be able to contribute. So am I going to be able to contribute? And that's the anxiety piece of this. And I think that it comes because you know if this partnership is to work out, you have to contribute. You have to be at your best, or at least, you know, a game changer, right? So then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which I do feel is very a stable energy, reaching a goal here. The Ten of Pentacles, I feel like it's more reaching that goal, higher up goal. Tell me more about this Ten of Pentacles, please. What is the Ten of Pentacles? Ooh, Four of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Six of Swords. You know, yeah, you've done this is an end of a cycle here. You've done the healing, right? And you have held on long enough. And it's the decision here with that Six of Swords is exactly what you need to do. And this Ten of Pentacles is you actually knowing what direction you need to go in now. You know you needed to do it. This is getting there. And as you can see in this card too, there is definitely, where is it? There is definitely the shine, the light there. But this is done. The healing's done. The weight is done. The for holding on to something else that's not good for you is done. So these things are all done, and that's really important to where this leads. I like it. And I think this kind of like is evolved from those other readings we've had. The Page of Wands is in the advice. Well, the Page of Wands to me is that young person not overthinking something, willing to dive in without planning every little bit. And sometimes that's what it takes. And we've had the Fool twice in a row now, and then we've had the Page of Wands now, that same energy of don't overthink. You know, sometimes action just needs to happen. It's not saying you need to make a big decision, but you can start working towards something that's important to you without overthinking it. And maybe before any decisions really need to be made, you can use that Page of Wands energy to start digging in. Doesn't mean you have to quit something or leave something or end something. Even though there is an ending coming in, you don't have to do that right now. What you can do right now is say, okay, let's dive into this a little bit. Let's see what we got going on. Let's not overthink this. Like, if it's going to make me feel better or be better, then I want to try this. And it can help you lead to making sure that you make the right decision for maybe this Ace of Cups is not such a challenge to get by, because you've put your toes in the water, right? You're getting used to the temperature. You're testing yourself. And that Page of Wands allows you to do that. And without, you know, like really making that big decision to move forward. And I think that's really important. Is there anything else we need to know? It's kind of getting long, but I feel like we need to know something else. Is there anything else about this situation? Yeah, King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and the Judgment. There is definitely the King of Swords. Yes, you need to make those plans. You need to stick with it. I don't think this is a person. It leads to the Knight of Pentacles. Once you have your sights set on what you need to do, be patient, work towards it. You know, be working towards the situation. The Judgment is that energy of, you know, I like to say the Phoenix, right? You feel like your rebirth. I think this brings you rebirth, but it does take patience. This isn't going to happen overnight. You know, that's why the Page of Wands, I was saying dive in, but it's getting your feet wet. It's getting used to the temperature. It's saying, do I have to do this more slowly? Can I speed this up? It all depends on that, again, that temperature of when you kind of dive in. Or yeah, you absolutely can dive all in, but I don't think the Page of Wands is saying that. It's saying, yeah, understand that you don't have to have all your ducks in the row to start something, and you don't have to end something to start something. You can start something and then gauge the temperature before you actually end something, if that all makes sense. So it's like if you were working for a company and you decided, I really need to do something different, I want to, do my own thing, I can start testing the waters now. Or if it's a relationship, it's not asking you to be unfaithful, but you can like see what's out there. Do you have the will to do this? Just testing the waters. It's not making that specific action, because, I firmly believe, just you shouldn't be, well, I don't judge anybody for doing whatever it is they do. I can't, because that's, when you read, you can't be judgmental. But in my belief, I wouldn't recommend someone going out and having an affair. I'm just not going to do that either. So it's that catch 22. I'm also not going to, if it's there, it's there, right? But it is about getting your feet wet, understanding. So there you have your reading for today. I hope you liked it. Take care. Have a beautiful day.